On January 26, 2020, one of the top basketball players of all time, Lakers' biggest star and the true symbol of LA, a 41-year-old Kobe Bryant, died in a helicopter crash near Los Angeles. Among the victims, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, their pilot, and 6 other passengers. Based on the available information, we've put together a visualization of the tragedy to show you how it was. Living in Newport Beach, California, located some 60 miles south of Los Angeles, Kobe Bryant was a big-time fan of helicopters for their practicality, as he hated wasting time in LA traffic. On Saturday morning at 8:40 a.m., Kobe, his daughter, and the group arrived at John Wayne Airport in Orange County. The plan was to fly northwest to Camarillo Airport near the Mamba Sports Academy in Thousand Oaks, where a basketball tournament was being held. Their aircraft, a 1991 twin-engine Sikorsky S-76B helicopter, was one of Kobe's personal favorites. Their pilot, Zubayan, had over 20 years of flight experience and more than 8,000 flight hours. The day before the crash, Zubayan and Kobe had made the same 90-mile trip, although they used a more direct route and the skies were clear. 9:06 a.m., Sikorsky S-76B takes off from John Wayne Airport. The weather conditions were extremely bad, any pilot's nightmare: haze and unusually strong fog, resulting in poor visibility and very low ceiling. In aviation, the term low ceiling basically means low clouds. That morning around the crash zone, the ceiling was just 1,100 feet, while some of the mountains were over 1,700 feet tall. In such conditions, the safest way to fly is by following major freeways, and that's what they did. First, they were heading up north along the Interstate 5 freeway. Then, having reached the Burbank Airport, they headed west along the 118 freeway to go around Burbank and Van Nuys airports, and finally picked up the 101 freeway to get to their destination. Despite the rough weather, the flight seemed to be going well at that point, but entering a cloudy area, Ara starts a rapid climb. In just a few seconds, the altitude goes from 1,250 feet to a peak of 2,125 feet. The ground speed decreases proportionally. On that altitude, the clouds must have been intense. The helicopter starts a left turn, and this is where something went completely wrong. A deadly descent over a hilly area and a rapidly increasing speed. A few moments before the crash, the air traffic controller reports to Sikorsky that the radar signal is not stable because the helicopter is apparently too low. In a split second, the N-72EX disappears from the radar as it hits the hills near the Las Virgenes Road and Willow Glen Street in Calabasas, California, at the speed of nearly 180 miles an hour. They missed clearing the top of that hill by some 20 to 30 feet. The true cause of crash is still unknown, and the official investigation has been started by NTSB. At this point, the biggest question is what caused the descent. The two dominant versions in the press and public are engine failure and disorientation caused by weather conditions. However, until the NTSB releases their official report, any version is merely a speculation. Rest in peace, Kobe, Gigi, Ara, John, Carrie, Alyssa, Sarah, Peyton, and Christina.